In this video I am going to tell you how I converted my old laptop to a desktop. For this DIY project I am using my old Dell Inspiron N4010 laptop, which is broken from hinges, due to which laptop screen is hanging from body. Heating is another big issue, and battery is also not giving backup more than 10 minutes. Step 1. Disassemble. I started with disassembling laptop. There are lots of videos on YouTube. I found one for my laptop model. After disassemble, I ran it. It's given me confidence that I can go ahead with this project. I planned not to use these two circuit boards so that I can reduce the size of case. This circuit board have Wi-Fi antenna adapter, and this one have Ethernet ports. If you are thinking how I will connect it to internet, then I have alternate solution. After excluding those two circuit boards, the motherboard size reduced to 8.5 by 8.5 inches from 15-inch laptop. Step 2. Cleaning. I unplugged cooling fan from motherboard and cleaned it with the help of brush. Then cleaned heatsink by unscrewing it from motherboard and also cleaned motherboard. Before screwing back heatsink to motherboard, I cleaned old thermal paste and applied new layer of paste on CPU and GPU to make sure there is no more heating issue. Step 3. Casing. To create case, I used 5 mm thickness acrylic sheet. Acrylic sheet is strong, lightweight and easy to work on. This motherboard got all the required hardware and slots attached to it, which is required for this project, such as RAM, hard disk, power supply port, start button, 1 USB, and 1 HDMI port and cooling fan. I measured the size by placing motherboard on acrylic sheet and cut two pieces of same size 9 by 9 inches for top and bottom cover, 0.5 inches extra than motherboard so that I can add other components if required. Next thing was to mount motherboard between these two covers. I chosen these 5 holes and traced holes on one of the cover by placing motherboard on top of it. For more accuracy, I stick white paper on that cover so that traced marks are visible. I made holes on both covers. I used hex standoff spacer to mount the motherboard as it gives good amount of space between motherboard and covers. Space is required for ventilation and also prevent motherboard from any damages. I screwed the spacer on one of the cover and mounted the motherboard on it. To provide extra space between top cover and motherboard, I added additional standoff spacer. On top cover, I glued laptop speakers and made space for start button. I want to use most of the part of my laptop, so I decided to use touchpad, so I salvaged the touchpad and created space on top cover and glued it. Placed the top cover and connected the start button, cooling fan and touchpad to motherboard. For side covers I used wooden blocks. Blocks width is around 1.5 inches and length around 9 inches. I created 1.5 inches gaps between top and bottom cover by combining different size of hex standoff spacer. I created space for HDMI, USB, power socket and drilled holes for speaker and cooling fan. After that I placed these blocks between the top and bottom covers and screwed them from one side of covers so that they are fixed to their place. I am using USB hub for additional USB ports to create additional USB port. For internet connection I am using USB Wi-Fi adapter and an Bluetooth adapter for keyboard and mouse connection. Tada! My new desktop or multimedia player is ready. Thank you for watching.